These videos will make you question everything. So remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's check this out.
Why don't you go to the ice wall and prove the Earth is flat, stupid flirter? This is a typical NPC line from what I like to call globe trolls. I know you'll be watching this, so take note.
300 square miles of land without snow. Land that might be in New Mexico or Arizona. Pictures alone will prove Bunger has discovered a warm oasis in the shadow of the pole. It is for such supreme moments as this that men brave the hardships of exploration. The astounding, undreamed of fact is that they are over a chain of warm water lakes, whose shores, except for small patches, are free of ice and snow. Commander Bunger circles the largest lake in sight.
I personally believe that this is the closest depiction of what the Earth actually looks like. As we all know, or should know, we live in an enclosed system. Therefore, there is an ice wall surrounding this entire planetary system, in which we are in the middle of this enclosed system. And outer space is not real the way they described it and showed y'all. Outer space is not actually above us and out of this planetary system. Outer space would be this outer layer that is outside of our ice wall here in the middle. Extraterrestrials or aliens do not come from above outer space. Extraterrestrials come from beyond the ice wall, which are these extra outer pieces of land outside of our known ice wall. And as you can see, water connects all of these lands. That's because the ocean is the real outer space. This is why all ancient cultures depicted Earth with a dome with water above and water below the firmament. You're more likely to see a mermaid or some extraterrestrial creature in the ocean than you would to see something in the sky or outer space. And that's because most extraterrestrials are in the ocean and travel through the ocean. Leaving Earth and traveling throughout space is not real. You interdimensionally travel, and that is through the Earth or through the ocean. There's obviously a reason as to why all of the countries signed the Antarctic Treaty. And I personally believe Antarctica is where they test all of their high-powered destructive technology. Logically, it's the most safest place to do something like that away from the known lands. And I also personally believe that Antarctica is where they make deals with certain extraterrestrials for technology. So keep in mind that extraterrestrials come from beyond the ice wall and in the ocean. They told y'all to believe in space because it distracts from the fact that the real extraterrestrials are already here walking on this land. So the trick was to convince people that aliens are up outer space instead of around you, literally around you. You won't question if extraterrestrials are literally around you if they told you that they come from outer space. You'll be looking up instead of around you. By the way, the only reason we have advanced so much in technology is because they have made deals with extraterrestrials, exchanging resources for technology. So with all this being said, I personally believe that extraterrestrials have been here and the government is working with certain groups of these extraterrestrials for resources and technology. I personally believe that.
Which part of the government do you think? I would strongly say, if I had to take a guess and swing at it, maybe CIA. I don't know why it leads me there, and then also with him saying that don't look up, they're among us, is something we've been saying for the longest. So it kind of connects to what he's saying. Not saying everything you should believe what he's saying, but we should at least look into it. It should definitely open our minds.
Well, we've been driving for 14 days straight now, and towards the edge of the Earth. And it's true, there's the ice wall. dead ahead of us. We knew it was there, because we're huge flat Earth believers. Because all the other planets, obviously, in the entire solar system are round, but the Earth is flat, shaped like a big pizza, and all the rest of us who also so non-sarcastically believe in the flat Earth have been in search of the ice wall forever, and so we ignore the fact that, well, that's actually just Ridge Road. That's fake. That's part of the conspiracy, so that you don't know that I'm still in Pasco County, Florida. So there's the ice wall, and yep, there it is, right there. So that's vapor of the top of the ice melting, not a cloud. That's the ice wall right there. For all the ice walls out there watching, bunch of ice walls.
I assure you, this is not normal water. If these people on this boat saw what exists over in this area, they would not be able to comprehend what they had just seen. And after speaking to people who have sailed over in this region, I now know what exists over here, which I didn't know 8 months ago. Now what you guys might be thinking is this water is just called glass ocean, which is when the water is so calm that it looks as if it is made out of a type of oil. And technically that is true. That can happen sometimes, but there's also another reason for why the water might be this calm. Now this intel comes from people that I've spoken to who have been beyond the ice wall. They have told me that the farther away you get from civilization and closer to the great beyond, that there are a lot more deep sea gigantic creatures. Here we got the Leviathan's Gate. There are these creatures that guard all of these openings out to the new area. And because they are so massive, that the resonant frequency of the animal makes the water so calm and still. And that's why it appears just like that. I assure you.
What if that is where some of the things we've been looking for is located? And when I say things, I mean stuff like Megalodon. Things that we might have thought have gone extinct. Some people believe it never exists. I'm not one of them. Maybe that's where things are located, if it's possible. If it's possible there's an ice wall, and that depiction of it, what he just showed is how it could be, then on the other side of that wall could be a lot of answers.
Then the ice starts to go from smooth to starting to break up here.
Like, where are we right now? What planet is this? Just take a full picture. And like how that Earth is meeting the glacier. You see that interesting shape?
Oh wow, yeah, just mesmerized. I've never seen terrain like this.
It's so insane, isn't it? How? Because this is right at the edge of it. There's the water.
Ice. Like cold. I don't even know what
like nothing you've ever seen.
Nothing like
it blows away anything we've seen so far.
Oh man, the ice below us is that's like the Grand Canyon of ice.
Yep.
I'm just like blown away looking up at the walls and the peaks next to us.
You're going to want to see this. Stretching off into the horizon, we have one of the largest tabular icebergs currently on our planet. It just keeps going. Something this big is kind of hard to comprehend even when it's right in front of you, but this speaks to how much fresh, frozen water is down in the Southern Ocean. For anyone wanting some perspective, take a look at the birds that are flying next to this thing. It's probably about 200 feet high, and that's just about 15% of what's sticking out of the water. The rest is down below, like an ice wall, drifting through the ocean. Currently heading east, toward the South Orkney Islands. Kind of wouldn't believe it if... You're gonna want to see this.
We need to see more than that. Prove it. Prove it. Like, take a view, helicopter, drone, something over that and show us. We need to see proof, not just you doing this and we supposed to go off of that. We need some more proof.
Someone actually got pictures from inside Antarctica. It's like we're looking at some kind of underground tunnel. Another underground base, what it looks like. An entrance for aircraft and vehicles. Monoliths. Possibly a UFO. That's what it looks like. Another underground tunnel. An entrance to another tunnel. Possibly a UFO or some kind of dome. Ancient structures. Is what I would have to guess. Another monolith. That I'm not sure. More ancient structures. The question is, were there people in Antarctica before we got there?
First thing a lot of people say is, where's the edge? Well, look at this map where Antarctica is a 360-degree ice barrier that holds the water in. These ice walls are real, and they stand 150 feet above the surface of the water. Then you need to understand that there is no independent access to Antarctica. Average people can only go there on a guided tour. It has no towns, no cities, and no permanent residences. What's past the 150-foot ice wall is anyone's guess. How far the ice extends, how it terminates, and what exists beyond it. First thing a lot of people say...
Now, I do agree we need to see what's beyond it. Because maybe it is a ice wall. Maybe it's not. Maybe they have, I don't know, some top secret things. Maybe you'll see some base, some government bases or black sites or setups or a new Area 51. And now we know where it is. And we can possibly get up in there and see what they got going on. Like, we do need to see what's beyond this big ice wall and everything. We do. But for me to just believe it's an ice wall because you're saying it's a big wall and we can't see beyond it, I need a little more.
Yeah, so this is the transition from Georgia. Yeah, now it's just glassy clear.
By the way, this video is scripted and for entertainment purposes only. Stay weird.
My God. Now what we not finna do is play with God's word. Now if God said he laid the earth on its foundations and put a firmament over us, then that's exactly what he did. See, in the Bible, God told Isaiah the difference between a ball and a circle. God knew exactly what wordplay he was using in the Bible to describe the earth. In the Bible, God also speaks about the four corners of the earth. A ball does not have corners, but a flat surface do. Now, when I say four corners of the earth, this is what I mean. The same way that man made a compass, a circle compass, and put north, east, south, and west, I'm speaking of exactly that. God also says in the Bible that he set a compass upon the face of the earth. Now, remember when I said that God made the earth as a compass? Okay, so let's talk about it. Now, the compass only recognizes north. North always points towards the center, hint, the North Pole. Any other direction is only based off the direction of north. How could a compass point south on a globe if they are saying that south is downwards? East and west are curved lines that constantly readjust to align with north. So y'all question is, how come when I'm flying in a plane, I end up in the same place I came from? Well, that only happens with east and west. So if you say that you circled the whole world and ended up in the same place, that's because you were going east and west. But let me tell you something. Traveling south is a whole different ballgame. See, because south is any direction leaving the center. See, because if you begin to head south, you will reach the Antarctica ice wall. So traveling south, you will never end up back at the same place. See, because there's a reason they won't allow y'all to travel south and end up at the ice wall. Like, bruh, come on. Even the compass don't want you traveling south. That's why it always points back to north, telling you to turn around every time you start to travel south. See, because if you decide to keep going and get past that ice wall, you will realize there is in fact a firmament over us, keeping anyone from leaving this earth. We couldn't be living in a globe if we wanted to. See, water has to be contained. They say that the earth is 71% water, so that by itself would be impossible. And I know y'all probably be wondering, where do rainbows come from? Now, scientists will tell you they self, to make a rainbow, you need water, light, and a mirror. See, when God said he created the firmament, he spreaded it out like a molten looking glass. See, them big rainbows that you see is proof that we live underneath the firmament. It's the sunlight reflecting off of the firmament to remind us of his promise to never flood the earth again. See, God said he set the earth on its foundations so that it should never be moved. But scientists are saying that we are spinning and moving 1,040 miles per hour. And in 1927, we had no idea what the earth looked like, but created this picture. Now, all of a sudden, in 1997, they go see the earth and it looked exactly like that picture? No. Now, do y'all know who this man is? Probably not. But this is Richard E. Byrd. He was one of the first to discover Antarctica in 1928. See, he found evidence of the flat earth with the firmament over us. Even in his diaries and writings, he said it. See, he traveled all the way to the four corners of the earth. See, and when he found this discovery, what did our government do? They all went down to Antarctica 3 years later to claim a piece of it and to keep the truth hidden from us. That's why the Antarctica ice wall today is just like Area 51. Nobody could go there. Why is that? Are they hiding the truth? See, because that's what it seems like. Because that's what it is. See, and they just keep telling y'all all these lies and y'all just get brainwashed by it. They tell y'all they fly to the moon. See, because my question is, how you gonna fly to the moon when God said he made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night? Meaning that the moon and the sun ain't even solid objects. They're luminary. You can't just go up there and land on it. Like, come on, bro. Everybody know that landing was fake. The flag up there waving. You could see a shadow on the moon. Y'all talking about the stars is outer space. But in the videos and in the pictures, there's no stars in space. See, because y'all gonna have to do more than that to convince me. Because in Romans 3 and 4, God said, let Yah be the truth and every man a liar. But I know y'all gonna ask me, Anaya, how do sunsets work if the earth is flat? See, in Job 9 and 7, God says, who commands the sun and it does not rise? See, on y'all's globe earth, y'all believe that the sun is setting and rising, but in reality, it's all just about perspective. For example, have y'all ever heard of a vanishing point? See, because in reality, the sun and the moon are not setting and rising. They are rotating. See, because the farther that is getting away from us to rotate around the earth, it's seeming as if it's going down. And the closer that it's getting from making its way back around to us, it seems as if it's rising. It's all due to perspective from where we're at. Okay, so y'all like, yeah, nah, I mean, that sound good. But how do seasons work then? See, what I need y'all to know is that the sun and the moon are actually closer than what they are telling y'all. The sun and the moon are inside the firmament with us. See, electromagnetism actually perfectly explains how the sun and the moon rotates on Earth. See, the sun and the moon are not rock or gas. They're light sources. Now, these light sources are in the shape of a disc that rotate the Earth like a clock, but in a coil-like spiral, dictating the seasons and the climate as it goes. See, now when the sun is beyond the equator ring, the northern hemisphere experiences summer, and the southern hemisphere experiences winter. Inversely, when below the equator ring, the southern hemisphere will experience summer, and the northern hemisphere will experience winter. They got y'all thinking that there's life beyond the earth. There is no space. There is no other planets out there. God says he sits at the top of the firmament. Those planets that y'all are seeing in those telescopes, those are called wandering stars. All of these are light sources. They are not solid objects. Alright, Anaya, so how does a solar eclipse work on a flat earth? And why can't we see stars during an eclipse of the sun and the moon? See, God says in eclipses the sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before the coming of the great and glorious days of the Lord. As so, the solar eclipse happens when the sun and the moon decides to rotate over each other. As so. Okay, so why can't we see stars during a solar eclipse? See, God says immediately after the distress of those days, the sun will be darkened and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from the sky and the heavenly bodies will be shaken. So why can't you see stars during a solar eclipse? His word tells you everything you need to know. There is nothing outside the firmament that they know of because they can't get past the firmament. God tells us he placed water above the firmament. All these people didn't have the same vision for no reason. There was many times that they have snitched on themselves, saying that they never been outside the earth, saying that there's nowhere to go, saying that they never been to the moon for real. They even be putting the truth into the cartoons. They are steady trying to break the firmament. They trying to nuke the firmament, sending rockets up there to break the firmament. They trying everything in their power. And as a matter of fact, my next video, I'm going to be showing y'all videos of them really saying they ain't never been to the moon. I'm going to be showing y'all videos of them trying to nuke the firmament, them trying to send rockets to the firmament, and even putting hidden truth into these cartoons and movies. These people know exactly what they are doing, and they know exactly what the firmament is. I'm telling y'all, that's exactly the reason why we can't go to the Antarctic Ice wall. You can't fly over it. You can't do nothing. They don't want you seeing nothing, knowing nothing. Because they know once we find out that there is an end to this earth, that we gonna know the Bible is the true history of this world. And I want y'all to know that there is no other planets outside of this firmament. When God said he created the earth, I'm pretty sure he would have said I created Saturn, Mars, Neptune, and Venus. He calls those wandering stars. And I want to tell y'all so bad what stars are, but y'all can just see it in the next video because I don't have time to actually explain it right now because I only have 10 minutes on TikTok. But when I tell y'all the truth about stars, it's going to blow y'all mind. See, because what I want y'all to know is back in the day in them old Bibles, before all the wordings was getting changed into their own interpretation, in 2 Samuel 11:11, it said that the earth was flat. But that was before they started changing everything, so people wouldn't know the truth. And that's why God said those who took away from his word and added to his word will be greatly punished. So the whole point to this video is, let Yah be the truth, and every man my God.
Now, I respect her, like, for the fact that we can agree to disagree on some things, but I respect the fact that she comes with her supporting facts, her research, and everything behind it. She's not just, this is what she's researched for her to know is true. I can respect that. I ain't got to down her. I ain't got to disagree. She even got me wanting to look into certain things that she talked about while I was listening to her. So I can respect that. You know, my problem is where people hear something, they just go to downing people for their thoughts and their beliefs. That's our problem. But her thoughts and her beliefs are her thoughts and beliefs based upon the research she's done and everything else behind it. So I can respect that. And she's really speaking. So salute to her.
Yo guys, you're not going to believe this, but they say this map right here is the real map that the powers that be have been keeping from us. And they say it's 178 worlds on this map. Let's get a closer look at this. So they say that we are in the middle, and that's the ice wall. And these are the lands beyond the ice wall. Now let's look at some of the names of these lands. So here's some lands on one side of the ice wall. Atum, Atian, that's the name of the ocean up there at the top. Ocean of Nu. Now here's the east side of the ice wall. You have this ocean and these lands right here. And here are some more lands. As you see Isis, Osiris, and check this out guys, human colony. Now this map is from this book called The Lands of Mars, 178 Worlds Under the Great Dome. You can get this book on Amazon. So guys, please Do your own research. Check this out, because I know this sounds crazy. Go check out the book. Do your research. Peace, get woke, and keep rising.
See, the thing about the ice wall is, this is what separates us from extraterrestrial creatures and extraterrestrial lands. They tell you the real world map looks like this, to divide us up and to make things look bigger than they are. But the real world map should look something like this. Each specific land has its own ice wall, and there are extraterrestrial lands and creatures outside of each specific land. The only reason they're coming out about aliens and ETs being real is only because ETs exist beyond the ice wall, not in space. And it's far more likely for ETs and other creatures to exist beyond this ice wall and to come to our land. And they know this, and this is why they have conferences about ETs, because they're not in space. They're beyond the ice wall, or really, really, really deep in the ocean. We're also in the age of Aquarius, so more information and unknown things will be shown to us. And they know that. They're just only preparing us for it.
So let's see what it is. Oh, there is another air balloon. What? I can't understand. What is that thing? What the heck? Ah! This is a monster head! Wow! I just cannot believe my eyes! Guys! Oh my gosh. That's a monster head. Look, that is his eyes, his giant mouth. That's his head. Or maybe there is a whole body of a monster right under this. So let's see.
Now, if he's not joking, because that's what I was thinking at in the beginning, I was like, come on, bro, you just randomly just land here and find this. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you can discover some things in the ice. You know, I wouldn't advise to touch it or dig it up, because you do not. I always tell people, man, we don't know what's trapped in that ice. We do know it could be some potential diseases and stuff that's in there. And once you release it, you can't put it back in the box. Just saying.